The Mission District is an area where the population is mostly people of color, with many low income households that can barely make ends meet. The Mission has heavy vehicle traffic and industrial neighborhoods, which can contribute to local pollution levels compared to neighboring parts of the city. The Mission has a history of hazardous air pollution that has led to young children developing autism, ADHD, and lung cancer or other respiratory diseases. Maps of historic redlining and current air pollution are nearly identical, showing that discriminatory laws and housing guidelines that forced minority groups into the Mission still affect the neighborhood today. In the 1930s, the Mission was marked as a hazardous and industrial neighborhood, leading to an influx of commercial pollutants. Let's find out what do some of the locals know.
The air quality is okay compared to Los Angeles, but I'm sure it could be much better. But I know certain areas in the Bay Area is not so great. So, but to me, it's okay. It could be better.
Most locals are outside every day and have no clue how risky the moderate air quality can be over time for someone consuming bad air, especially for those with weakened immune systems or illnesses that make them sensitive to breathing potent air.
Well, what I know about the air quality is, because I have a friend that suffers from severe asthma. So, when the air quality isn't that great, even though it may look, really blue, if she, coughs a lot or whatever, I know that the air quality isn't that great. So it all depends on where you're at health-wise. So I don't have I don't have asthma or anything like that. So it really doesn't affect me, but it does affect some of the people in my some of my friends.
In the Mission District, main pollutants include heavy vehicle traffic and industrial areas, which contribute to high levels of particulate matter and nitrogen dioxide. This can lead to asthma, lung diseases, and heart strain for residents.
Companies, spaces like the Mission Neighborhood Health Building and volunteer-run Adobe Bookstore also play a part in addressing air pollution. Spaces like this provide Mission residents with information about environmental justice issues, and in the case of Adobe Bookstore, provide residents with an area to discuss important issues like air pollution.
I think something that's so cool about Adobe Books specifically is that it's all used books, it's all secondhand, so it's a place to come and reuse things and buy stuff, books that aren't coming directly from the tree. I think it's really sustainable, and there should be more secondhand stores. Yeah, and I think much of the fault of that kind of ecological destruction is not on the people buying books or even driving their car. They should use public transport, but I think the real criminals are like the corporations that are building these data centers and the institutions. I was just reading about they just cut down one of the largest old growth forests in the country outside of Atlanta to build a new police training center. I think that's the sort of thing that's totally reprehensible, and we shouldn't be spending those kind of resources on.
Companies like Chevron should take responsibility for the health effects they are causing for Mission residents. Gas stations leak cancerous chemical polluting the water due to the single-wall storage tank. Just recently, a gas station on 16th Street and Guerrero exploded during the processing of changing the storage tank, which released a lot of dangerous pollutant.
Cars, heavy diesel trucks, just, if people would cut down on their carbon footprint, right? Um, airplanes, cars, trucks, everything that runs, on diesel fuel, right? How we could cut down on pollution is education and maybe people walking more, not getting into their cars, using public transportation, And also governments could also and make that a reality by pumping more money into public transportation and making it more accessible for people.
What should they do to stop air pollution? Um, I mean, I think there's definitely small personal actions you can take, like you said, taking public transit, things like that. But I think overall, what's really important is, speaking out for institutional change, um, telling our city government to, um, you know, design the city around sustainability, um, and to rein in the developers who, don't care about the city's climate, who are just trying to maximize their own profits. I think, um, we should make noise and we should take action when, they build highways through neighborhoods and other kind of structural changes like that create pollution, especially in, like you said, marginalized neighborhoods. I think we have to speak up about that stuff.
Finnegan Clegg made some very strong points. There are more big industries at fault for polluting the environment. Cutting down trees and wildfires is just one of the important parts of a much bigger problem to our health and the planet. Whether it's bad design flaws put into major highways near a compact district of heavy traffic or infrastructure, everyone deserves excellent air quality. Another vibrant community based in the Mission is Cali 24 Latino Culture District, known as the Heart of the Mission. They have been preventing displacement to preserve Latino culture since 1999.
Sure. So my name is Susana Rojas. I am the Executive Director of Calle 24 Latino Cultural District. So the mission of Calle 24 is to enhance, protect, and elevate the Latino culture within our district and in San Francisco as a whole. And we were created to help fight gentrification and help fight the community, help fight the displacement of the community. And we climate change and air pollution is something that is present not just in the Mission, but is present in all of our city. And in the Mission, we have the benefit, and what is beautiful is that we, like, at least on 24th Street, is a street that is lined with trees. And those trees not only provide cleaner air and help the street look beautiful, but it also provides climate control. So when you walk on 24th Street, even if it's really hot, you are able to walk on 24th Street because the shades of the trees keeps the temperature in a way that it is livable, and and humans can enjoy the nice weather without feeling like they're getting sick or being affected in other ways. I think air pollution, unfortunately, is something that is affecting all of us all over San Francisco. I think in the Mission, when the fires happened, it was really hard for all of us, and the air was really thick with the smoke. And well, it happened during the pandemic, so we were already wearing masks, so that kind of worked out. But I feel that if it had been at any other time that wasn't the pandemic, we would have felt the effects of the air pollution a lot stronger because people would have gotten sicker just from the smoke in the air. So I think that it happening through pandemic really benefited the community because they were already wearing masks, and that protected them from that. I think that that the advocacy to keep the trees, and we're not saying that every tree is the right tree for an urban setting, but that trees are really super important, not only for aesthetics, but for climate control and for air quality in our communities.